I'm Donna. I'm her mother.
I'm her daughter. And we are Seriously M&D. And welcome back to our channel. This is episode, I guess we weren't going to say episodes, but since my mom is, keeping track of them, this is episode.
Well, now you put me on the spot. I have it in my book.
This episode is titled, Don't Worry.
Be happy.
Don't worry. Be happy.
Okay, we're trying to keep our minutes down, so cut it out.
So this episode we wanted to go over things that, one thing we're going to be talking about is different exercises for anxiety. And if you were to have a panic attack, anxiety attack, what are some things you can do to get yourself through it and cope with it? And then my mom is going to share also something that she's been doing that she started, which is really, really awesome for things that she worries about. So, yeah. You want to start with your stuff?
Yeah, well...
Or you want to recap a little?
Yeah, if you caught our episode on mental well-being, we talked about anxiety, depression, and obsessive-compulsive disorder. So we got a good number of people that followed us on that, and I think it was worthwhile, the topics that we talked about. So we just wanted to go and expand a little bit, especially since right now in our lives, things are a little crazy. Oh, darn that cat. Man, what is our deal? Wow, she needs to go into kitty time now. So we wanted to recap, and we wanted to touch upon anxiety, because right now I know that I'm feeling anxiety in my personal life, and just a few different things that we talked about: the signs of anxiety, signs to watch for if you might be having an anxiety attack. So sweating, trembling, shortness of breath, choking sensation, chest pain, nausea, dizziness, heart palpitations, and that was the one I had. I had the sweating and I had the heart palpitations. And then I did take an aspirin, because I read somewhere that an aspirin will help that. And then went to my doctor 2 days later, and he said, no, Donna, the aspirin didn't do anything for your panic attack. You were having an anxiety attack. And he was very kind to say, do you want me to write you a prescription for anti-anxiety medicine? I said, no. But I swear, that aspirin helped. And to this day, I still carry an aspirin in my pocketbook. So I don't care. And that's what I believe. So it makes me feel a little bit better to know that I have that on me. That's fine. You had some exercises that you wanted to talk about that I thought was pretty good.
So these are... My therapist gave this to me to do when when I feel high anxiety, or if I feel myself starting to have a panic attack. And I know that you had touched on a few of these things in our other episode, but I wanted to give a breakdown of it, because it goes, you count down from 5, and it's a 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 step process. So the first thing is five things, identify and name. So look around you, identify and name 5 things you see.
So while you're having your anxiety attack.
Yes. So look around, identify. What do you see? Number 4 things you feel. So for me, I think this would be a good example, because if you've noticed in our previous videos, I'm always touching my hair, and that is something I always do. I have this, I like the feel of it, and I think it's brought me to a point where it calms me down. So that's something that I do. So that's one of my 1, 2, 3, 4s.
and when I spoke about it, they said something like, be mindful. So you can like rub your hands on your jeans or something like that. It's a very tactile, so you can just feel
the texture. So three things you hear. Identify and name 3 things you hear. 2 things you smell. Identify and name. The key is to identify and name it. So, and if you are like me, I say things out loud. So you want to say it out loud, because I believe that it's calming yourself down and bringing your brain back down. And number 1 is 1 thing you taste.
So do you have to taste something at that point? By the time you count down from 5 to 1? I mean, you have to go and taste something?
Why you put me on the spot?
I'm not. I'm just one. Girl. I don't know. I mean, if you're in a spot, I guess if you're going to think about something. Now, I know that this is crazy, and this is digressing a little bit, but I used to give up sweets at certain times of the year. And like a Hershey Kiss, I can close my eyes and know what that tastes like. So is that what you think that is? Like if you bite into a piece of pizza, you're thinking about what it tastes like? Or do you actually have to taste it? I guess figure it out.
I guess that's a to each their own. So
That's a Melissa-ism.
So I would say I'm not the kind of person like you, good example, because I'm not the kind of person that can just think about a food item and taste it, because I just tried to think about what a Hershey Kiss tastes.
But you know what? That's sad because I have had a lot of stuff like that, chocolate and stuff like that. So,
but maybe, for example, and this is going to be different for each person, but maybe if you have a piece of gum, if you like gum, or if you like mints, if you have a drink close to you that's maybe I would even think if you have water next to you, just having that the feeling in your mouth and being able to identify and name it and recognize it. So but if you do have maybe a food item around, then
let me have a piece of that pizza, please. It's got pepperoni and sausage on it. I'm tasting that.
That's good that we have that dialogue, because I wouldn't have been able to think to myself, think of a food item, because I can't do that.
You can't picture in your mind how something tastes?
No. Wow. Like when I think about a Reese's cup, I want to put a Reese's cup in my mouth. Okay. So those are 5 things that could be helpful. I know, and maybe you don't take all of these and try them all if you're going through a high anxiety time, but maybe if you take a few of them and just try it when you have stressful times to see if it helps you, and use it as a guide.
And this is something I came up with for me this week on one of my walks. As I've told you before, during my walks in the morning, I spend a lot of time thinking, and that's how we came up with the idea of Seriously MND and different things like that. Well, the past few months, we've had a lot of stress in our family. And it just keeps mounting and mounting, different things. And I just thought, between what's going on with my kids and then my husband is dwelling on it, it just gets to be a lot. So I just thought, you know what, it's not like I don't want to care about it. It's just that I'm tired of listening and hearing the same stuff.
Worrying.
So, worrying. And like I did say, when I talked about the breast, the fibrocystic breast, having the lump removed, the doctor saying, well, you're a worrier, so let's remove it. Yes, I am a worrier. But I came up with, I know this is not my idea, I read it somewhere, saw it somewhere, and it's a worry box. And it's just a little box that happens to have a lid attached to it. And what I did was I cut out strips of paper, and this is cardstock, but you can use any kind of paper, and I wrote the name of the person and then what I'm worrying about for that person. And I'll just give you an example. And some of them are so silly. Will he graduate from college? Will he follow the right people, make good choices? Some of them are pretty broad. And then one is like, will he remember to get gas? Because it constantly has to be reminded, is the gas tank full? Will he take better care of himself physically, emotionally? Not the same person necessarily. Will he get into medical school? When will the testing be done? What will the results show? So I've got a lot of things that I'm worried about. But once I came up with this and I came home, actually when I came home from my walk with the idea of the worry box, I was so, light. I just felt so much burden lifted from me that I thought about this idea. And then when my husband wanted to talk about the things that we constantly dwell on, I said, you know what? I put it in the worry box. And I put it in and I folded it. And my idea is when that worry is no longer a worry, I will rip it up and throw it away. But right now, I hope I don't get too many worries in my worry box. But it's here and I put it away. I don't take it out and look at it and say, oh yeah, it's still bothering me. And then I put it in my closet, in my bedroom. And
that's good that you realized that when you came home from your walk, that feeling of relief, like, and just releasing all of that work, because that's hard
Yeah.
for anybody to do. So,
And when I go on my walk, now I've upped my walk to 8.5 miles, and it's 2 hours and 18 minutes. It's a lot of walking, and it's uphill and it's down, but I love it. I love it because I walk by myself. I don't put music in my ears just because I'm a little paranoid. I want to hear. I mean, I had a person behind me come up on me and it scared me. I want to hear it, but I do my prayers during that time, and it's kind of a meditation time. So I want to not be distracted because I'm so easily distracted with music or anything. So I do that for most of my walk, but when I thought about the worry box, it really made me feel good inside. And I came home, and when my husband brought up one of the things that he dwells on, I said, you know what, I'm not going to talk about it right now. I put it away. It's in my worry box. And the things with my son that I'm so concerned about, it just has relieved such a burden. And I don't know if you want to try something like this. I was going to put it in a pouch that you pull tight, but I just like the box because there's the lid. I can put it away, and I hope to God soon that I can throw some of these little worries away.
and I think what's nice about it too is because when you worry and have anxiety about things, it stays inside, and this gives you the opportunity to literally write it down, put it somewhere, and walk away. Like you're essentially walking away from it, and you can leave it.
Right, and I'm not letting it take over my thoughts. And whereas my husband
and so
will.
How many days would you say that you've been doing this?
A
week?
Well, I just, no, not a week yet. Maybe about 4 days, but I wrote all my worries down in one day. I haven't added any more worries to the box. So I'm happy about that. Just light and just,
good.
I feel really good. I mean, even if my son still is doing some of the stuff, but I did notice a change in his behavior. So it's just good, and I'm not holding the reins so tightly, not being such a helicopter mother, and it's good.
Good.
Yeah.
So, and I think what we want you to be able to take from, what we want you to be able to take from this episode is if you have different anxieties, stresses, worries, these are some different things you can try. Yes, great word. Strategies you can try to help relieve your stress, to help relieve your anxiety. And if you want to comment below or follow us on SeriouslyMND on Instagram and let us know if you like hearing about these kind of strategies for different. I think we had talked about doing different ones for OCD and depression too, just because that's something that we've personally been touched by, either by family members or personally. So that's something that will be coming soon. But thank you for tuning in. Hope you subscribe to our channel. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel.
And we wanted to make the videos a little shorter in length. We didn't want to get to be so winded because now we are starting, our goal in October is to upload 2 a week. That was our initial goal, but it just was a little bit lofty in the beginning. So now we're trying to get 2 a week on Wednesday and Friday. So fingers crossed, hopefully that will happen. So,
and don't forget,
it's seriously okay to be you. See? Up when I get home. Okay, so how are we going to start? How are we starting this? I guess we're starting with that big old, this is my big old.
Oh, I thought you can't see it.
Okay.
What are we going to call this episode?
Don't worry. Don't worry.
Be happy.
See, we always look normal here until we're watching. Then you kind of
You're the one.
Gradually.
You're the one. Look at how much space you have
now. But hey,
look, my arm is like going off to the side here.
Just relax and just scoot yourself over. Don't be such a baby.
All right. Wait, really quickly. Where are we? Is this all the stuff you're going to talk about?
No. I'm just going to refer to it. And just different things about anxiety.
And then you're going to talk about your worry box.
Yes. And this is only going to be like 15 minutes, right?
Like 10. Not long. Okay.
Is that what you want to say?
Don't interrupt.
Rude. We'll laugh at all this free stuff. Never mind. We're just going to cut this stuff out. Wait. Okay.